Hello, beautiful light beings. That was a strange process. My camera didn't seem to be working, but now it's just come on. So that's good. Okay. I'm going to talk about hate, resentment, and anger today and answer Michelle's question about healing emotionally from a bad relationship. And she mentioned specifically anger and resentment. However, hate goes with that too. And I know that hate sounds like quite a strong word. However, we start to feel hate when we're about 2, in the terrible 2s, when we're saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy," and mommy's saying, "Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute, just a minute, I'll get to in a minute." And because we're 2 and don't have those reasoning capabilities yet, and we want attention now, we think, "I hate you, mommy." And that goes in at a cellular level. Now, obviously, we're probably not losing too much sleep over hating mommy or hating anybody else who doesn't meet our needs in the moment when we're 2-year-olds, and we don't go through carrying that in the forefront of our brain. But at a cellular level, that sticks with us, especially if we have ongoing experiences that contribute to that feeling if we keep being annoyed by our parents as we're growing up. So we hold on to this hate. It can also come from our ancestral line. If our parents are holding hate from their childhoods that they've never worked out, then they're passing that down to us as well. So we can have hate in a whole bunch of different ways, even though it's subconscious, and luckily we're not walking around hating everybody actively. Well, hopefully we're not doing that. And then the other emotion that we hold a lot of is resentment. So we feel resentment probably 90% of our time. And if you're actively resenting someone else or the actions of someone else, guess what? You're resenting yourself. You're resenting some aspect of yourself. If you have negative mental mind monkey chatter going on, spiraling around in your brain, negative self-talk, that's resenting. Why would you speak to yourself negatively? Why wouldn't you just tell yourself, "Hello, beautiful person. I love you so much today. I'm so happy that you're me. I'm happy to be alive. I can't wait to see what happens today. Oh, I love what I'm wearing. I'm so glad I slept well last night. Oh, this cup of coffee is just so delicious. I love this wonderful, nutritious salad I'm having for lunch, or this fantastic, really greasy hamburger," whatever it is. Why would you be telling yourself anything other than words of love? Begs to reason. So resentment is just simply eating us alive all the time. And if you're putting out your energy onto another person, actively resenting that other person, tell me, what good is that doing anyone? No one. And energetically, quite frankly, that's a psychic attack. Maybe that's another talk altogether. But we have to be very careful with the words that we use and the thoughts that we think, especially if we're throwing our thoughts at another person. And then there's anger. Anger just fumes up like fire in the belly, and sometimes it simmers, and then one day it just explodes. And often our anger isn't even really about the thing that we're having the explosion over, because we're just triggered, because we're storing up all of this unexpressed emotion, all of these unexpressed, unfelt feelings that are just suppressed. And then one day something or someone triggers it, and then they come out, boosh. And hopefully then they dissipate and you're okay again. But some people stay angry, and they're angry about everything. They're angry that they're angry that the country isn't running the way they want it to go. They're angry that the washing machine takes too long. They're angry that some of the flowers in their garden aren't growing properly. They're angry about, you name it. People are angry about everything. Drivers, look at the road ragers. Angry, angry. People are angry about so many things. So how is this helping you? What do you do about it? Really, if you are prone to being an angry person, and probably you'll know this in yourself because most of us can feel when anger is on the way, when we're getting riled up about something and we're being pushed and we're being pushed and we're being pushed, and then finally you've been pushed too far and then there's a big explosion. So you feel when the anger is happening, and you can feel the cyclical thinking in your brain going around when you're starting to feel angry. So that's the time to nip it in the bud. We say that we have no control over things, but that's really not true. We know right before we're about to say something that we know we really shouldn't say, and then we utter it anyway, and just as the words are coming out of our mouth, we're just like, oh no, come back. Too late, because we've already said it, because we're motivated by that anger. We're motivated by, this momentum of the fury. So this is where the work comes in and the practice. Notice how you're feeling before you're at that point, because if you can nip your anger in the bud before it becomes a freight train without the ability to stop, you're going to let your emotions control you instead of controlling your emotions. So how do you stop the anger? So you stop, you breathe, you go up to your God and you say, okay, I forgive myself, cancel that thought. Now I'm going to think of something that's nicer. And you don't have to make the huge joy from anger to total joy and happiness, because maybe that's too much of a joy, too much of a jump just then. So you just have to think of something a little bit nicer, like, okay, cool. I just stopped. I'm drinking some water now. I just stopped. I connected to source. I forgave myself. That's really cool. Well done, me. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So you self-celebrate, because nobody else is going to celebrate you. So you got to self-celebrate. People take themselves for granted all the time. And really, when you're on this path and you're practicing, especially when you're new and you're getting out of the habit of thinking certain ways, and you do actually notice something right in the moment and you manage to stop and change it, that's awesome. That is a time for self-celebration. Hi, Nina. Yeah, no, nobody likes it. Nobody likes it, and none of us like how we are when we're angry and when we're freaking out beyond control of something, and we want to stop it. But if you allow yourself to get too angry, it's very hard to stop it when you're in full flow of everything. So this is what I'm saying. When you feel these emotions building up, tune in. This is about being in alignment and being present with what you're thinking and feeling all the time, because that's when you have to do the work. If you want to change, and if you want to heal and grow and evolve and be in alignment all the time, and be able to connect to source and be able to attract all that you desire and be in a place of love and have a happy life and have everything work out for you, then it takes practice, and it takes paying attention to where you are in the moment, which means paying attention to what you're thinking about. So this anger, feel it coming and then think, okay, whoa, this is going to get out of hand any minute now. And if it's somebody that's making you angry, just like putting your kids in timeout, I don't know if anybody ever did that, timeout isn't so much for the children, that's for you. If you're with somebody who's making you angry, take time out from them. Just say, okay, I just need a little moment to myself. Go outside, go hug a tree. Yes, I'm serious. Go hug a tree, go put your feet on the grass, drink some water, stare at the sky, find some clouds, find something beautiful to look at, lose yourself in the center of a flower, get yourself in a better place so that you don't lash out and say something that you will immediately regret. Because when you're angry at another person, it's just causing damage to your own self too. It's really low vibration, low energy. And resentment, I mean, that's after the anger is over. So why on earth would you want to hold on to that? Why hold on to resentment? How is that helping anybody? I'm going to keep festering inside and keep all of my organs and all of my cells contracting and feeling like crap day after day just because I want to stay in this place of resentment for this person who made me angry in the past. Like, that's ridiculous. Can you just see the reframe? I mean, really? Just look at that. Would you rather feel bad and gnarled up inside than choose to think, actually, that's a big waste of my energy and my time and my focus? And why are you giving the person that's made you angry so much of your energy anyway? Because is that person really worth it? Or what they did, is it really worth it? Isn't it easier just to say, well, that's kind of silly. I think I'd much rather feel better. I know. I'm going to go outside and go for a walk in the woods, or call up a friend, not to vent and bitch, but to call up a friend and have a laugh with. Or I'm going to play with my kids, or I'm going to read an inspiring book, or I'm going to watch a funny movie. And day after day, when I find myself thinking negative thoughts about that person, I'm going to notice that I'm doing that. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, Lulu. Hi, Barbara. Yeah, it's hardest on your heart. It is. We're on this earth to feel joy and to experience love and to be in that center. How would it be on this earth if every single one of us came from a place of love? So whoever is really annoying you, I mean, really, and yourself, you got to just look at everybody like little children. I mean, young children, because essentially we are all young, innocent children, and we haven't healed our stuff. And all of these triggers, they're all subconsciously held beliefs in us. If somebody is triggering you, making you angry, I mean, or resentful or hateful, even if you're not actively hating someone, it's in there. These are all beliefs that you have in yourself. If you heal these beliefs, really heal them, and practice not feeling those ways, first of all, you won't be attracting probably people that annoy you, because your vibration will be different. So you'll have a whole new realm of experience around you. But when challenging situations do come up, they're just not going to ruffle your feathers. If at all, they're not going to ruffle them like they used to. And you're not going to be annoyed nearly as much. You're going to feel much more forgiving all of the time. You're going to be working from a loving place. So part of it is a conscious intellectual choice. Just, do I want to feel like this, crappy and mad and angry and gnarled up and feeling all the time? No. Or would I rather, hi Michelle, this one's for you. Or would I rather feel open and expansive and joyful and loving and forgiving and understanding that whatever that person is projecting onto me is probably something that I need to look at. And, have you heard when people say, well, everybody is your mirror? And it's so annoying because you're thinking, no, everybody is not my mirror because he is doing this and I don't do that. And that is not my stuff. That's his stuff. Yeah. Well, so here's what is really going on when this mirroring philosophy, okay? This is really good shadow work. This is Debbie Ford's shadow work. She's amazing. If you want to read all of her books, I would recommend that. Particularly The Dark Side of the Light Chasers is a really wonderful book. I think that's where this technique comes from. And it's really, really helped. I've taught this in corporate situations before too. And it's wonderful. You can apply this to just about everything because it really makes you take ownership of your stuff. So it's about shadow work. So this is how, because when you're angry and resentful towards somebody, the way to heal this, okay, forgive them, but the way to heal it in yourself is to look at your shadow parts so that you can heal yourself. We're only responsible for ourselves. And I know it sounds crazy. When I was first in therapy all those years ago, my therapist kept telling me, well, you just keep doing your work and the people around you will change. And I thought, well, you don't know anything, lady, because I'm so unique. I'm so different. My problems are so special. She was totally right. Okay, so you do your work. You just heal you. You just heal you. Just heal you. So here's the shadow work. Hi, Karen. So you write on a list. Let's say it's, okay, we'll go to biblical. Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are having some drama. And Eve is really pissed off with Adam. And so Adam is projecting his stuff onto Eve. And she's like, no, I don't do that. That's not my stuff. And Eve is projecting stuff back to Adam. And he's thinking, oh, she's horrible. That's not my stuff. I don't do that. So what you do is you write a list. So say it's about, so this was specifically around healing from a bad relationship. Okay, so say it's about a person not respecting you. Okay, there's like a general relationship issue or what we feel is happening, whether it is or not, but it's what we feel is happening. So we might say disrespect as the main subject. Like, he disrespects me, but I don't disrespect him. That's not my stuff. Yeah, whatever. It is. So you write down what kind of a person is disrespectful. And you write down all of the things on that list. What kind of a person is disrespectful? Selfish, self-centered, egotistical, angry, fake, whatever. I'm just pulling things from thin air here. And then you'll see on that list, if you look at that list as all aspects of yourself, one of those things on that list is going to really irk you the most. So when I did this with Bobbi Baby, my lovely ex-husband, for all of those of you who are new, oh, maybe I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Shannon O'Flaherty, if you haven't got that by now. It's Sunday. Bobbi Baby, he and I are very, very close friends. We've healed all of our stuff. We took a long time to do it, but we have done this. And Bobbi Baby had a propensity to work a lot. And I thought, well, I'm not a workaholic, so how on earth could that be a shadow part for me? And when I wrote this list about him, I had a whole bunch of stuff all about Bobbi Baby. But the thing on his list that really bugged me the most about what kind of a person was a workaholic was selfish, because that was the part in myself that I did not want to look at. I didn't want to think that I was a selfish person. But I was, and I owned it because Bob would do his thing and I would do my thing, and we would never kind of bend to be able to do the other person's thing. It was always just, well, I'm going to do this because that's what I want to do. And yet I was exactly the same way, but I would be annoyed if Bob wasn't behaving in the way that I wanted him to by giving me more attention instead of attention to his work. And so that's kind of a double standard. So if you write a list of shadow parts about the person that is annoying you, you'll find on that list one, maybe two, maybe three things that particularly stick out to you that bug you the most. And probably that's going to be the stuff. If you're really, really absolutely adamantly like, no, 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 like in a defensive way, I mean, being a workaholic, I knew I wasn't. I know I have the propensity to be when I'm really excited about something. I'll be very determined and focused and won't give up and won't stop until it's complete. But generally, that's not my personality. But if you're looking at something and just going, no, 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 that's not me at all. Well, if you're in super denial about something too, that's probably something to look at also. Because often when we're in the middle of our own drama and our own storm, we can't see the very parts of us that we need to see the most. And the reason why you're in that relationship is so that your partner can mirror back to you and trigger all of those pieces of yourself, which will bring them out to the surface so that they can be healed. That's why we get in relationship, to hopefully have joy and love with that person. But couples have 95% of the same root belief systems, even if we're totally different from the other. And it's that triggering. It's a real gift, because partners, we get together because we attract, because guess what? We have so many of the same fundamental vibrations, if you will. On some level, we are the same, even if we feel completely different. So that's why you can really learn and grow a lot from the people that hurt you the most. So that's a nice big reframe, because then you can just go, wow, okay, I don't have to hate you. I can be in gratitude because you've taught me so much about myself, and I've been able to look at that and change and heal that and evolve into a better person. And then, of course, it's much easier to be forgiving and let go of your resentment. And instead of resentment, send that person forgiveness and love and acceptance. You don't have to like them. You don't even have to see them ever again. But in your highest self, forgiveness is going to be your saving grace for absolutely everything, for yourself. Because if you're filled with anger and resentment and hatred for anybody or anything, you're only doing a disservice to yourself. You're hurting yourself. You're going to make yourself sick. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to feel apathy. You're not going to be productive. I know anger can be a great motivator, but you also don't want to be revengeful. None of these things. You want to be in a place of contentment and peace and calm and love. Okay, I don't know how to, oh look, there's more people. Hello, thanks for joining. So I hope that gives you some insight about getting rid of hate, resentment, and anger. It's a conscious choice. You need to nip it in the bud. That anger, when you feel it revving up there, you really need to notice it right there in the moment and fix it when you can. And the thing about changing your beliefs is to be gentle with yourself. Don't give yourself a hard time if you do happen to go off in a rage, and then notice it. And when you do notice it, even if it's after the rage, notice it, look at your behavior, examine your actions, go forgive the person that you need to if you need to. If there's a person that you've screamed at, go to them and say, I'm really sorry that I blew up before. I'm really sorry. There's absolutely no reason for that. I'm going to sort that out. And don't put it back on the person, because anger, it's our own stuff. the other person triggers it because that's what we do to each other. But if that other person is somebody that you love, focus on that, that you love that person, because that's what we want to do, is love that person. So if there's a bit of anger, that's because that's some part of yourself that you need to heal. So having said that, if you would like help in finding out all of these lovely limiting beliefs that we subconsciously hold at a cellular level, private message me and come and work with me. This is really exciting, life-changing work. I have radically changed my own life. I used to be angry all the time. I didn't even know I was angry. Bobbi Baby, actually, early in our marriage, said, "Why are you so angry?" And I said, I don't know, am I? And he said, "Yeah, you're just angry." And I notice people who are angry all the time, maybe people that don't even know that they're angry, but they're screaming at everybody, they're critical of everything, they're judging everything, they're bad-mouthing everything, they're grumpy all the time. And I think, what's going on? Why so low? Why choose anger when you could choose love? I don't get that. So if it's because something in you has been there forever that hasn't been healed, well then, isn't it time to heal that? Come and work with me. Let's get clear. I'm very good at what I do. Yeah, I can say that. I've had a lot of clients over the years. Let me help you. Have a wonderful, beautiful, sacred Sunday today. And I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.